Yes, Jamaica. Tyrone Morrison is here putting out the corruption that's taking place in this country once again. Um, I'm particularly today want to expose this setup that is taking place with the judge ordering me to get a psychic evaluation at Bellevue Hospital. Okay. I went there. They was giving me a hard time. However, I went back and followed their procedures, which is to fill out a, release form. That's a medical record release form. They said I have to fill this out because I'm going to get the psychiatric evaluation done. And for the records to be released to the court, I need to fill out that release form. I did that. After I did that, they said I have to wait for a call, and then they'll tell me when the appointment is set for me to come in and do the psychic evaluation. However, I got the call, and this Monday, the 23rd of March at 10:30, I am to go and get the psychic evaluation done. Me seeing the corruption, setup, and sabotage that has been taking place with me for quite some time, I said, let me go and see if I can get a second evaluation done to support or show the corruption that is set there for me with this evaluation thing. It only could be two. It's only both the psychiatrists that give me the psychic evaluation will come up with the same result, or one will different from the other, and it will be clear to see where the corruption is. All right. So I look up some private psychiatrists, and I found one at a clinic, a psychiatric clinic on Old Hope Road? Old Hope Road, I believe 163 Old Hope Road. The doctor that excuse me. The doctor that was scheduled to give that psychic evaluation was Dr. Abel. However, when I went there, they changed it. The secretaries changed it, and a Dr. Kazara came to see me. When he came to see me, I went into the office with him and I asked him, wasn't it Dr. Abel I was meant to see? And he said, it was scheduled for him. And immediately I let him know the situation. I was told I need to come with $15,000 to get the psychic evaluation done. This is a court's order for a case I have. And I believe it's not relevant for me to get a psychic evaluation done. However, I'm gonna respect and follow the court's orders. I showed him a letter that the doctor that I work for, I do gardening for a doctor. And I showed him the letter, showing that why would a doctor have someone of unsound mind working for them? Anyway, me showing him the letter, he snatched it out my hand. Clearly a sign that you're trying to irritate or, cause some kind of feelings to erupt. I don't know if it's his way of doing a psychic evaluation or not. I took it as very disrespectful for you to snatch the letter out of my hand. However, he looked at the letter, then he said, it's going to be more than one sessions to get this done. That's a lie. It was done within 30 minutes at KPH maybe a year or 11 months ago, right? And the results was that I am 100% sane and competent to go to trial or, go about in society. That was the first lie he said to me. Then he said to me, it's going to cost $100,000 to do the psychic evaluation. This is what Dr. Kazara, uh, uh, pretty young black doctor, I would put him in maybe his 40s, mid 40s, or, somewhere around there. And he let me know that he also works at Bellevue Hospital. I was like, okay. Well, I told him that, look, I'm not able to pay $100,000 to get a psychic evaluation done. And I guess I would have to wait, to get it done at Bellevue Hospital. However, I was calling and trying to get it done at some other places, which I didn't get through to. I called Dr. E. Anthony Hallen. I called their office. I didn't get through there. I called Professor Roger Gibson. I also called his office. I think I got a call back from there, but that was after I got the call from Bellevue, and they told me that Monday 10:30. So I told him it was getting done. I also called Dr. Maureen Irons, right? And I didn't get through there to get the psych evaluation done. So on leaving Dr. Kazara, he made a comment, I hope you get the justice you deserve. In not a nice manner, it was said. So I don't pay none of this no attention because I don't really do speculating. I work off facts, So I didn't take that as anything. I left. And yesterday, after I got the call from Bellevue, and they told me when the appointment was, Monday the 23rd, 10:30, I called back twice to be sure of the date and time. Okay. Yesterday now, I got a call from a young sounding secretary. She sounds very young. And she told me she's a secretary at Bellevue, and is this Mr. Morris? And I said, speaking. So she's telling me the new time for the appointment is 1 o'clock. I said, let me talk to the senior medical person in charge, which is Mr. Roberts. Oh, you cannot get to talk to him. And, I'm like, no, this happened to me before at court. They was trying to tell me to come to court on the 24th of a month when the date I got to come was the 25th. So they was trying to get me to miss a court date so I can have a warrant. So I been through that already. I was like, no, I called back twice, and Monday the 23rd at 10:30 is the appointment. Now you're calling me and telling me, let me speak to Mr. Roberts, who's in charge. She refused to let me talk to him. I said, okay, all right. So I'm putting it out there because I'm seeing the setup that has been taking place with me from one place to the other, nonstop for the last 11 years, all kinds of abuse and torture. And I only endure and continue in the Father's name. That's the only place I could find strength for this, Other than that, the devil will take you astray, and you'll want to think, other alternatives. No, I'm dealing with this in the law-abiding and righteous way. I'm seeking my justice in a law-abiding and righteous way. However, I'm going to show you some stamps here that, I wrote a letter to Chief Judge Brian Skikes. Here's the stamp that I got. I'm gonna show y'all them, and then y'all could see what's going on with the corruption. This is the letter I wrote to Your Honorable. Here it is. Your Honorable Chief Justice Brian Sykes. This I delivered to the Supreme Court. See the stamp? That's the stamp I got. Y'all could check. None of these has probably been submitted, right? All right. This is what I requested, there, and I didn't get through. This was requesting of my basically the ATI, that's what I was requesting there. Okay. This is the notice of application for Judge recusal. There it is. The notice application for Judge recusal. Halfway Tree is where I submitted this, right? And the female secretary there, she stamped it and wrote that name. That is not her name that she wrote on it. When I went to the Supreme Court, they told me that's illegal. I didn't get a chance to address that yet. And if anyone check, I bet you this document hasn't been submitted at Halfway Tree. There it is. Application for Judge recusal, and the legal corrupt police organization is stopping these things from going through. Look at the stamp. There it is. It's stamped. Now, this is the one that puzzles me the most. Of all these stamps, I request the access to information. Look at the stamps. The stamp for the first stamp they gave me when I was there was this. I didn't see Ministry of National Security on it. And I said this could be a stamp for anything. I refused to accept this as the stamp for the request I put in. So I went on the second floor of the Ministry of National Security building, and I asked to speak to someone. A lady named Cheryl came down, and she assisted me, bringing me downstairs, and they gave this stamp, right? This is the stamp they stamped, which I don't know if that's even the official Ministry of National Security stamp, because all the government stamps I've seen are round. You see it? The Supreme Court. This is the Halfway Tree stamp. They're round. And this is the one, this is what they stamped and gave me. And I don't think none of this have been submitted. This is the corruption taking place at Halfway Tree Court, the Supreme Court building, and now I'm showing you what's going on at the Ministry of National Security. Jamaica, I seek help. I'm showing so much things that can prove the corruption that is taking place against me. However, I have no help. Only thy Father who art in heaven is there seeing and knowing what's going on with this situation I'm going through. Monday at 10:30, I'm going down to Bellevue Hospital to do the psychic evaluation. I am very concerned about who's the doctor that would be doing it, because it seems as if this Dr. Kazara is not a law-abiding doctor. You lied to me twice. You told me that a psychic evaluation takes more than one session. That was the first lie he told me. The second lie was that it's going to cost $100,000. And when I told him I didn't have that, he tried to talk about I could do it for $60,000. He doesn't seem like an honest, law-abiding doctor. So I'm just putting this out there for the people to know what's going on.